First alert forecast from Live 5 News.
Thanks for sticking with us, staying up late here at Live 5 News as we continue to track Hurricane Helene finally making landfall. You know, we've been tracking this storm system before it was a storm in the Caribbean. It was slowly getting itself together. We watched it kind of evolve and strengthen, especially throughout the day today, moving in the Gulf of Mexico. And now it's finally over land into the Big Bend area of Florida this evening, I believe right into the Perry area. That's where that eye wall is at the moment. But even though we're far away from the eye, of course, our impacts continue here at home. You can see the wind field. That's this yellow bubble here, just the radius of how far away those strong damaging winds actually stretch from the center of this now Category 4 hurricane. Really, unfortunately, a devastating hurricane for some folks right along that area. Really, when we say catastrophic, we don't use it too often, but that is indeed a catastrophic storm system, meaning that it will take some time to really get over the damage of this storm that we'll see once we see some daylight tomorrow morning, of course. You can see, though, once again, that wind field still stretching over most of the state of South Carolina. So that is one reason why we're sticking with that tropical storm warning overnight through early tomorrow morning, just because of how far and wide the wind actually expands from the center. And speaking of the center, you can see it here once again making that landfall along the Big Bend this evening. But you can also see why we've seen so much tornadic activity, at least in terms of our radar this evening. All of this outer band activity stretching from the circulation of Helene, that's what's moving onshore. And really, it looks like we're up for another wave possibly in the next hour or so. But you can see those red boxes here on the screen. Those are actual tornado warnings into parts of Georgia. Thankfully, we're out of the woods at the moment, but not for the night. We'll see quite a few warnings, I'm sure, through the evening. Once again, here's the center, the eye of Helene this evening. Perry, just like I mentioned, that's where we're seeing that outer wall situation going on right now as it continues to move inland, over land. And even as it moves over land in the next few hours, we still have so much of this system to get through. You think, okay, it makes landfall, things will get better, but kind of the opposite this evening as we continue to track all of this moisture that moves onshore, as well as the energy. All of these cells that are offshore continue to gain some momentum, some strength, some fuel from that warm ocean water. So that's why we're tracking that tornado potential into the overnight hours. And also wind, that's a big threat as well. This is around 3 a.m. Friday morning, some wind gusting into the 50s, even low 60s. That is strong, damaging wind. So that's why we were saying for days, bring things indoors, pin things down throughout this, because you don't want anything to blow away, especially flying debris. Even if we don't see a tornado, flying debris could be an issue just from things flying around from wind. By lunchtime tomorrow, things improving, and then we will really improve into our weekend. But in the meantime, until 8 a.m. tomorrow morning, we still have a tornado watch. So we'll be here in the Weather Center really tracking things out hour by hour, keeping a close eye on the radar. In the meantime, that is indeed our main threat, tornado threat. Could see a little bit of ponding on the roads, really left behind from this system. Nothing too major in terms of flooding, and those winds gusting anywhere from 40 to 60 miles per hour overnight. And this is a live look outside. You can already see we're a little choppy out there into the harbor this evening. Getting a break right now, at least from this view into the harbor. The Ravenel back behind me here, getting a little break from the rainfall right now, and also that stronger wind, but things definitely capable of picking up here in the next hour or so as another band of moisture moves onshore. And like we mentioned, first alert weather day will continue for the next few hours into early Friday morning before things start to really clear up and improve for Friday. It's good news for Friday night. Still a little windy behind the system, even into Saturday possibly, but at least we'll have some clearer conditions into our weekend forecast.
Well, as our meteorologists have been telling you, Helene is making landfall as we speak as a powerful Category 4 hurricane with wind speeds of 140 miles per hour.
Now, federal and state crews together taking immediate action in Florida.